What's going on? Hope everybody had a great Christmas or whatever you may celebrate. Hasn't been much in the way of MMA news other than one very sad incident in particular that I will do a video on its own. But I recently, over the last few days, have been watching old Marlon Chito Vera fights and Corey Sandhagen fights. And I've come to the conclusion that my first video was wrong. Or at least I think it will be. I can't know for sure. But I'm going to be a bit of a flip-flopper here. I know I'll explain why. But first, subscribe, please. I beg of you. Anyways. I went back and rewatched fights that I thought would be relevant. And perhaps the reasons of relevancy that I picked are superficial. In some cases, maybe. But I thought that it made the most sense. I'll kind of explain what I mean. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for me to go back and watch, like, Aljamain take Corey's back in less than a minute. Because that's not going to happen versus Marlon Chito Vera. Aljamain's a giant man, could probably make 145 easy, or giant man for the division. It's all relative. So I picked fights that I thought might look similar. One of those fights being Petr Yan versus Corey Sandhagen. I also watched Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw. I also watched Chito Vera versus Rob Font, as well as I rewatched the Sean O'Malley fight, and I rewatched the Dominic Cruz fight. In my last video, I don't think I gave Chito enough credit. And I think I gave Corey too much. Now, again, I'll preface this. I extremely like both of them. This is one of those fights where you are happy it's being made because of the entertainment value. But at the same time, you're a little bit disappointed because you don't want to have to watch two guys you really like beat the shit out of each other. As well as knowing deep down inside that one of them has to lose. And knowing these two gentlemen, the loser is not going to be looking too great, you know. So, with that being said, the things that I didn't give Chito enough credit on, he looks like he gets hit more than he actually does. Or it looks like he gets cleanly more than he actually does. He's very good at rolling with shots. This is why I found the Petr Yan fight relatively relevant, I guess, because they keep a similar guard. I understand that they fight differently, but they have similar tactics. They both have a high guard that they keep, that they roll with a lot of shots. They keep their up high like this. They don't get hit too badly. Like, Rob Font landed over 200 strikes against Chito. Vast majority of them to the head. Chito had like a little bit of redness here and a few other spots. Nothing crazy. Not even like a real opened up cut. Whereas, like, we all know Rob Font's face looked like it was about to fall off. And yes, I understand that Petr Yan fights differently than Chito, but their defense is the same or similar. Because Petr Yan will get hit as well. It's that nothing is really hitting him, like, cleanly. But Sean figured that out. I also kind of assumed that Chito was just... I don't know. He picks his shots better than I thought he did as well. I thought he would... In my first kind of impression when I made that video was... Well, he's one of those guys that hangs back high guard and just waits for shots. Petr Yan's way more crafty. Right? But he's crafty in his own way. And he'll hit you. And he makes reads. Like, he started getting Font with that left hook almost any time he threw it. And Dominic Cruz, whom I don't normally like when it comes to commentary, said something quite insightful. He said, you know, like, Rob Font's landing all these shots, but in between, Chito's landing one big one, and you just don't really see it because it's kind of surrounded by all these little shots. Well, that's true. There were left hooks of his that I had missed because they were quick, they were sharp, and they were also being surrounded by 5 or 6 of Rob Font's punches. Also, Chito's chin does not get enough credit. Corey Sandhagen's known for being tough with good chin. Dude, Marlon Chito Vera's got one hell of a chin. I know Rob Font isn't necessarily known for hitting hard because he couldn't even knock out Corey No Chin Garbrandt. And yes, I called him Corey because it's an inside joke I got with my brother, like Corey in the house. But anyways, Corey No Chin Garbrandt didn't get knocked out by Rob Font. In fact, he went 5 rounds, not even 3. And he was getting pieced up the whole time. But the thing is, though, is that you cannot have insane knockout power, like fast twitch muscle fiber. If you hit somebody in the face 200 times, chances are they're gonna be feeling it by then. But Chito's just like, all right. There's also something that I think is going to play to Chito's favor. Chito's a very slow starter. His coach always makes sure to tell him after the first round, okay, now you got to get going. You don't want to be letting this guy get behind on you. And he did it in the Dominic Cruz fight. And then he ended up, you know, getting the head kick KO, which so it becomes irrelevant when you do something like that anyways. But with Corey Sandhagen, that could be a problem. But I think it's not so much that he's a slow starter. I think what happens is he does what Petr Yan does. Petr Yan, my bad, often takes the first round off to make reads. He'll start timing you at the end of the round if he makes those reads quick enough. But I think that's... What the fuck is that sound? I think that's what Chito does as well. But I also think that he matches energy. If weird. When Dominic Cruz came fucking flying at him first round. Sorry, I sound a little sick. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my nose. I got a deviated septum. Yeah, Dom Cruz came at him quick. Chito snapped out of it quick. He went, okay, fuck, we gotta... He kind of matches energy. Sean O'Malley came out at him quick. He went, okay, I'm gonna start throwing shit. If Corey Sandhagen comes out the way that he did against Petr Yan, I think we'll see a similar adjustment being made there. I can't remember if I saw whether or not that this was 5 rounds. Holy shit, okay. Sorry, my face must have been extraordinarily bright there. So yeah, similar defensive skills to Top's UFC card. Okay, good. 5-round fight. So wonderful. Chito's got time to work himself into it. That's another thing that plays into this. Another thing. So it seems like Corey Sandhagen, besides Aljamain Sterling, obviously, because Aljamain's a big, big boy, but it's like he has problems with the little guys. Petr Yan's a small bantamweight. He actually looks like a flyweight to me. TJ Dillashaw, next to Aljamain Sterling, looks like a fucking flyweight. Marlon Vera is not a big dude. Corey's going to have a few inches in height on him. He probably weighs a little more. But it's almost like, I don't know. Like he hangs out in the pocket with them too long. And he doesn't have the power to put them down. And smaller, compact men can hurt him, though. But watching the TJ Dillashaw and the Petr Yan fight back, Corey Sandhagen at the top of the heap when he's fighting the top division, like of the division, is not as elusive as he appears to be. I mean, neither is Dominic Cruz or anybody. When you're at the top of the division, you can't be. Like, you can be elusive, but you can't just, like, not get hit. And Corey Sandhagen gets hit a lot. He gets hit a lot more than I thought, actually. Because in my first video in the thumbnail even, I wrote, is he too elusive? It was a factor, and I factored that in as to why I picked Corey Sandhagen over Chito. I said he's too elusive. He could probably just like dance around him, not get hit as much as Chito gets hit for 5 rounds, and no biggie, 4 rounds to 1. But I don't think so, man. Chito's patient. He finds his openings. He makes adjustments, and he hits hard as fuck, dude. There's something about him. He's got like, I don't know if anybody remembers. There was always a discussion though about how Tony Ferguson's hands are like, literally his hands are heavy. Like, he doesn't throw with a lot of power. He doesn't have fast twitch, but his hands are giant, apparently. And because of that, they're heavy. I guess, science. And they fuck people's faces up, dude. And it's true. There's like those memes of, you know, the 11 dudes that he fought in a row where their face looks like they got fucking run over by a train or something. Chito seems to be like that guy at bantamweight. Like, he's just got heavy hands. He's not throwing extremely fast twitch. He's not like, it's not crazy explosive to watch. Like, it's not like Michael Chandler shit, right? And it's like a slow, torturous power, because it can put you out, right? If he catches you with a kick or something, he can put you out easy. But with the left hook, like, he's hurting you. And with the right hand, he's hurting you. But it's like a slow, painful, torturous hurt. Your face is going to swell up beyond belief. And that's why I think also on Corey Sandhagen, the damage shows quite a bit. We learned this in the TJ fight. Like, I kind of thought he won the TJ fight at the time. But he doesn't wear damage well. He's really pale. And, yeah, fair skin. Same thing as pale, but whatever. Couldn't think of another word. Whereas Chito, we know he's Ecuadorian, first of all. Second of all, that guy fucking holds damage like some chicks hold fat. Like, if it all goes to your legs and ass, guys won't give a shit, right? Chito holds that shit. He carries it well. So I'm changing my pick, boy. Sorry, my energy's not up yet, but I'm changing my pick. Yeah. Chito. I think Chito gets it done. Late finish. Like I said in the earlier video, I said the most likely outcome was Corey winning by decision. But if that doesn't happen, Chito gets a late finish. I still think that's the case. Chito gets a finish. Rounds 4, rounds 5. Maybe starts it off with the left hook and then finishes Corey off. Or perhaps on one of Corey's exits, Chito times a head kick for it. Because Corey gets in deep into the pocket, but then he gets back out. He's one of those like all the way in, all the way out kind of dudes. But man, Chito's kicks too, fuck. I was just about to leave, but then I remembered those hook kicks. I was waiting to see if there was any sort of tell or thing that he noticed that Rob was doing, or if he set it up in any way with a feint or anything like that, but they were literally just looking at each other at kicking range, just standing there, boxing. All of a sudden, whap, right in the fucking eye socket, or wherever it landed. The second one landed in the eye socket. The first one might have just landed on the chin, but it was picture perfect, man. And it was fucking... That's the weird thing. It's deceiving. It wasn't that it was lightning fast. Chito throws a lot of kicks. This is the other thing. I'm glad I remembered this before I left. Chito throws a lot of kicks. And it's almost Wonder Boy-esque. Not because of his style. Not because of even the types of kicks that he throws. It's the fact that he'll throw so many off of one leg that, like, you have no idea what kick he's going to throw when he decides he wants to throw a kick. And it makes things tricky. And he's really good at catching people with them, especially as of late. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got. Changed my prediction. Changed Chito. Late 4th or 5th round finish. Well, Corey's not as elusive as I once thought he was. So, yeah. Anyways. Ta-ta for now.